Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War World Lore event, week 3, day 1. So, of course, today and this week, we got ourselves a Darkstone event. This is rather interesting because if I'm not mistaken, well I haven't done it yet, we are at power level 19 we can end up reaching, because we did end up getting a new troop of course through the glory thing. We didn't actually end up reaching 20 though, of course, but this is the very first level 19 star kingdom. So we'll need to go get that. Actually, we might as well do that first things first. And then we'll go mess around getting into the World Lore event and go from there. So I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday, but I'm still pretty bad right now, unfortunately. I've kind of just been resting in bed essentially all day. And with emitter fire on, some nice hot tea, just trying to relax so it goes away a bit quicker. And I'm not going to go to like the doctors or anything, especially during a pandemic. Would be even more concerned to go into a place like that. So I'm just going to kind of like sit it out and rest up a bunch. That is the game plan. We won't have any Animal Crossing streams likely for the next few days. I will still be doing our nightly streams. However, I'm not sure when I'll be able to get around to the weekly video, though I will try doing it as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, we'll get around to that. We'll still be doing our nightly streams, though, of course, like we are right now. And tomorrow is a really important nightly stream because we got to go do Pure Faction for our last faction, too. We'll finally have all delves maxed as of tomorrow, so that'll be cool. Anyways, we got that. Did we get everything? Believe we did. Suppose the war, of course, is under resources. Make sure to go under resources to go and grab it every single week. They have new moves, dislocation, and of course the Guardian thing, or the weekly event trip is underneath the weekly event stuff. And it's the only thing here that is ever worth going for. Also, did they change the location? I thought it used to be over there. Now it's all the way up front, which is kind of a good thing because both of these are right up front, the main two you would actually go for. They might have changed that just because obviously those are like the main things people would go under those menus for. But anyways, let me go and clean all this. This is our Guild Wars rewards as well as all the guild tasks, which reminds me I still haven't donated gold to the guild. So let me go and do that right now then. Let's see, guild, and then we'll go and upgrade the thing, and then we'll go into the event. So did they do a weird amount? No. So we'll go to that, boom. And there's my donation for the week. There we go. Okay. Next order of business. So we get all that in. Let me go grab the mail now that we just did a bit more with it. There we go. 2 Arachnias. And what's our adventure board today? Ooh, green deeds and gems. 50 gems and 4 green deeds. Not bad. And some useless souls. Not bad at all. And of course we got ourselves blue dungeon today. Anyways, let me go upgrade this troop. And this will bring us to 19 star Darkstone. The first 19 star kingdom in the game. Eventually we'll get those 20s. 20 is particularly noteworthy because that gives us a whole additional stat. Too bad it didn't do with this because we would have gotten +1 magic, but oh well. Only 1 troop, not 2. Let's see. Let's get this thing upgraded. This thing's pretty useless, by the way. You could pretty much just completely ignore it. Only reason we're getting it upgraded and everything is because, of course, Kingdom Stars. And this one's pretty noteworthy because this brings us to 4 times tribute chance, if I'm not mistaken, which now gives this kingdom the highest tribute chance in the entire game. If we go and check at it, if we go over here, as you can see, it's 19 stars now. And from getting 19 stars, it gains the benefit of having that extra 0.2 tribute chance. And tribute chance is very noteworthy because multiple tributes accumulating at the same time will end up giving you a additional gem. Oops, I did not mean to set this as home kingdom. But, yeah, 46% now. What it looks like without that 0.25%, I believe, is something like Whitehome, which is what we normally have set. Where's Whitehome? And this ends up giving us a, what's the percent on it? A 0.4 or 44%. So how much of a percent increase was that? A 2 or 4? So it's 44%, and it got increased to 46. So yeah, I gained about a 2 point something because the point decimal is invisible, but it gained at least 2% increase from having that extra 0.25 extra percent thingy on it. So that's not too bad. It might not seem like much, but the higher that number is, the better for every single kingdom. So pretty nice. Because that's the main thing that determines how many gems you get, basically, every single time you take a tribute, is your tribute chance. Because the higher tribute chance you have, the more chances you'll have of multiple tribute at once, and the more multiple tribute you have at once, the more gems you get per hour just by clicking the little tribute button thing. Excuse me. Anyways, so, we maxed that out, we did that. Let's go get the weapon. I still haven't bought up the packs for the World Lore event. That'll obviously be the main thing that we're going to be doing right now. Haven't actually made up any teams for it yet. Also, we got a different medal this time around. Ends up giving a bonus to both skulls and spell damage for all troops for the current event, which is pretty powerful. Pretty hefty bonus, and you're getting for both and rather than just one. So this should be relatively easy. As far as the lore behind it, when the Blind Guardian appeared in Darkstone, there was much trepidance. These disturbing creatures had long been associated with portents of doom. Or, wait, portents? Portents of doom. Sure enough, it had arrived with a warning for the Dark Isle. Far below, Zerator, Lord of ellcarjen, had begun crafting an evil aircraft, the Chalice of Eyes. The only chance to stop him would be a hasty assault into the underworld to stop him from gathering the mythic eyes he acquired. And there we go. And then we get to steal all the mythic eyes from him. Sounds like a game plan. We get a weapon this week, right? Yes. And it's this thing that summons that one all-seeing eye troop. It almost reminds me of Jar of Eyes, except it's not Jar of Eyes. It gets to cleanse and give a bunch of life to all allies, and then it summons an all-seeing eye troop. Similar to Jar of Eyes. Obviously a weaker version of Jar of Eyes, but it is an interesting weapon in the sense that it has 4 times cleanse. Very few weapons have 4 times cleanse, as in cleanse to yourself and the other 3 allies. Quite a few cleansing weapons for hero actually cleanse all other allies, or, everyone but yourself. But there are a few that do cleanse everyone, including yourself, and this is one of them. So I guess it's going to be okay in that regard. However, for the most part, it's still going to be pretty bad. It's 14 mana cost for a pretty much just a really big cleanse. Though it might have some good perks. Let me go double check. I don't think it did, but we will go buy up to the weapon, which costs you exactly 100, 250, 500. So it costs you exactly 500 to get this weapon, which is exactly what we're about to go do. And of course, all these get exchanged into Medal of Seasons, going into the upcoming event as soon as it ends up ending out. So we'll grab all these, and then we'll go and upgrade our little medal thing. So that we'll have all-seeing eye medal, and all-seeing medal. Also, we're going to want to take the highest battle every single time, as normal. You pretty much just take the highest rarity. And whenever you see Exorator, you're going to want to take him because he gives more points. Every single time you see him, you should always go for him. So make sure you do that. Let me go claim all of our rewards. This is one of the events where we do just because it gives us more medals, and those medals can convert over into additional damage, which we definitely want that additional damage. Of course, we got useless orange. There we go, another badge. Okay, anyways. So we did that. Let's go and set up our team, set up our medal setup. So right over here, we'll go and have our medal setup in this team right over here. So we'll have an all-seeing eye medal, a 20% medal. Actually, I always hate when the 20% is not all the way to the left. It bothers me to no end. So grab that, we'll grab that. And oddly enough, we will go grab one of these 40%. So that brings us to 200% then. Too bad we don't have a full one there, but that should still be good. Okay, so now we have 200% damage on everything, as well as 20% mana start. Pretty nice combination to have. So let's go over to the event and see what kind of teams we could end up building out then. So the restriction that we have is Mage, Warlock, underneath Purple. So this has a rather interesting range of things that we can end up using. This is the first time where we've seen these additional things. It was mentioned by them. However, this was the first event that actually ended up fully utilizing them. But it is possible to get a role-based restriction. So as you can see here, we have the restriction of Mage and Warlock, which might seem like weird terms that you almost never see in this game. But they're referring to this new thing that was added a little while back, which you actually can't exchange out because it's it's locked. But yeah, it's Mage and Warlock. There's normally underneath this tab a whole array of different categories, of course, that a troop can count as. And this doesn't really matter for much other than their little bonus thingy that they end up getting. However, there is, of course, a whole list of them. And for this one, we are restricted just specifically to the mages and the warlocks that happen to use purple, which is probably a good majority of them, because if they have that role, they're most likely using purple. Not always, but a good majority of them do anyways. Anyways, let's go get over to there then and go from there. And before I do, I need to say hello to hello to everyone. Let's see. I go backtrack. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Curtis. Hello, Army X Tube. Hello, Knockwolf. Hello, FF7. Hello, Dan. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Dinosuit Girl. Hello, Sun. Hello, Gustavo. Hello, DeCrail. Yeah, I hope I feel better soon too. It's been horrible. Hello, Tyranny. Hello, Dan. Hello, Bernice. Hello, whoever I said. Hello, Corey. And hello, Deadline K. Welcome. Okay, so we'll basically stick to heist battles. Let's go see what we're actually able to use. So this is quite a bit of a weirder restriction than what we... Oh, we have Phoenicia. Ooh. Let's see. We have Phoenicia. Actually, what do we have underneath in power? Well, that's a long list. We have Spirit Fox. And that's it. That's our full list. Spirit Fox. Well, we have Suna. Do we have any mana generator? Wow. Okay, well, we have like 0 mana accumulation methods. That's concerning. What are we gonna do about mana? We might need to rethink our team slightly. It's gonna be a little weird. What on earth are we gonna do for mana? Wait, I don't think we can use the Possessed King. What does this roll? Oh no, we are allowed to use Possessed King. Never mind. He counts as a warlock. Okay, that helps a bit. I didn't realize he was warlock. I'm not sure what role I thought he was, but I didn't think he was warlock. The roles are something you don't really pay attention to, so I honestly have no clue what role every single character is. I know a lot of things about every single character. Their roles is not something I've memorized, as it's a relatively new feature that is pretty much unused until literally today. For the most part. Let's see. Prior to now, you'd only really need to know which ones gain a good benefit from being upgraded. For upgrading purposes. You don't mana generate, right? Actually you do. We have such a high mana cost. But if we're not using the color, it's theoretically worth it. So what are we missing now? So as far as weapon, aren't we still allowed to use any weapon? Or no, we're still restricted to purple as well. Aha. Well, we can use any hero class. But our weapon is also restricted. So if I want to use Suna, we have to use a hero weapon. Because I need Red Storm. Ha, life and death. Yeah, what's underneath brown purple? Other than life and death. We got Black Manacle, which honestly wouldn't be that bad in this situation. That's about it. Gosh. Been like that all day. And all of yesterday. Well, most of yesterday. I might just have to take life and death then. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Black Manacle. Mostly because there's no penalty to us dying. And we'll have that multi-physical kind of synergy. So I'll probably go with that. Make sure the blind thing has a +1. So let's go yellow and purple. Is there a good yellow-purple banner? Let's see. What do we have here? Minus to brown. How do I feel about that? I think I am actually fine with that. So that's +3 purple, +1 yellow then. With -1 into brown. I mean Phoenicia. Oh, wait. Suna. Phoenicia can't be used, can she? No! Fail. I am. That's not the first time, nor the last time I will do that. You don't know how often I do that. The number of times I confuse the two of them is absurdly high. I think I do it like every single month at least once. But yeah, Phoenicia is probably not usable then. Yeah, it does. She doesn't even use purple. Yeah, we can't use Phoenicia. Anyways, change of plan. Plan B is we could go Weaver. We could go true damage build. Oh, okay. Life and death. You're back in. Change of plan. We're going true damage. Okay. What are we missing? We were missing red. There we go. We good? Oh, I'll say that's actually even better too. Because never mind, that was +2 yellow, +1 purple, not +2 purple, +1 yellow. Is that the only color we're missing? I believe so. So we, well, technically we're missing blue. Because this king doesn't really use blue much. But the only one we're technically missing is red. Okay, that'll work then. And I also need to change our class accordingly. This doesn't matter too much what we go for. For these earlier battles, I might as well just go for something I need to get leveled. So, you know what? We'll just go with something like, I don't know, what are we currently leveling? Wasn't there one that we have at 79 right now that I don't have maxed? Where'd it go? Who was it? Yeah, War Priest. Let's just use War Priest, I guess. Doesn't really matter too much. Okay, let's just go with that. That should be fine. For the earlier battles. Obviously, we'll change out a little bit later. And I think that should be fine. Alright, let's go in. Yeah, we can use Umberwolf for constant purple. I'm not sure where we have room for that. You don't have immune to drain, right? No. Well, you don't have any traits even set right now. Technically. Any other team suggestions? Based on what we have, we'll be covering a video for it soonish. But as far as options that you have, Sunbird might be okay. Infernus, if you have, you could just solo it with, for at least for the earlier battles. But yeah, you could build an entire team around any of the following: Weaver, maybe Alamagrim, but it wouldn't work as well. But Arachnine Weaver, Queen Titania might be the cheapest thing you can build around too. You have 160% additional spell damage per token thing, and she'll end up getting a massive amount of damage that way. But yeah, Arachnine Weaver, Queen Titania, and the Grey King. And what? Oh, sorry, that's not Wild Queen. But yeah, either of those three are probably your best bet if you happen to have them. The Grey King, Queen Titania, or Arachnine Weaver, and theoretically Infernus. But any of those options, if you happen to have any of those, can do the entirety of the event on their own. And then you just build everything else based on supporting that one single troop. That's kind of like what we're doing here. This entire team is built around the Weaver, essentially. Possess King with Lust. I guess you could run that way. It definitely upscales because you have Charm. I'm not sure how well that would work at the earlier battles, though. Speaking of working at the earlier battles, I almost feel like getting rid of this thing from there, because he doesn't actually help much for these earlier battles. Yeah, the Grey King with Queen would work. Even just going either or and just building more mana accumulation around it. Do you get points for the new blind troop? What do you mean? Do you get bonus points for the new blind troop? No. I'm almost 100% certain you do not. I just happen to be using it. But no, there's no benefit. Oh no, unless there's, unless I'm missing something, no. There should be no benefit to using this in your team. I just happen to be using it on my team because it's a new troop and why not? Might as well mess around with it, since we probably won't be using it much outside this event. But no, to my understanding, there is no benefit to using that troop in your team. Though if there is, we're doing it. Okay, so whenever you see Exerator like this, you always 100% of the time want to go for it. Because if you don't go for it now, it'll disappear. This will be like the main way you'll end up losing points if you do lose any points. Make sure you always go to this battle. If you don't, it will disappear after one battle. This is not how it normally is, but for this particular event it is. So always make sure you go for it the second you see an Exerator, as it gives bonus points, and it disappears if you don't go for it. Let's see. We'll go for that. Let's see. Go for that there. Get a other hit down. What is the best order to do the battles? You do it based on highest rarity. Just take the highest rarity constantly. That's all you have to do. And of course, rarity is orange. The X-Raider orange is the best. Any other orange, if it is a thing that exists, would be the next best. And then it's any purple, and then any blue. And blue is the absolute lowest. And it's generally the one you want to be avoiding when you're doing these battles. But yeah. Yeah, every single one of the epic ones have the same exact amount of points. So you don't need to worry about doing it. However, the legendary one compared to the other legendary one, you always want to make sure you take the X-Raider, even if you see two legendaries. But like in a moment like this, where we have both Hex Rat and a Gargoyle, they're both the exact same amount of points, so it doesn't matter. Basically, the way it goes down is every single rarity of them is worth the same amount of points. The only difference is the legendary that isn't X-Raider is worth less than the legendary that is X-Raider. Whenever you see X-Raider, you should be going for it 100% of the time. There's never a single instance where you would not go for it in this event. If you see it, you go for it. That is how it works. But as long as you do highest rarity order and make sure you do the X-Raider every time you see it regardless, then you'll be doing the right room every time. Like right here, even if we saw two legendary rooms, we'd want to go for the X-Raider room because it has more points. So make sure to always do that. In that instance, obviously, there wasn't. But, let's see. Let's see. We'll take that. Grab that over. We'll grab ourselves a thing right over there. Grab the purple over. Get a life and death, and down it goes. Alright. So now obviously we want to go for these Hydra rooms. Does level have any effect on this game mode? Has that been confirmed? I know on some of them in the past it has. I have not seen anything anywhere that has confirmed it, though I didn't really look it up. But we're still too low to really know. But I don't know, does it actually have an effect on this game mode? We're way too low to really know. I don't believe it does. A lot of them lately have been making it so the level doesn't matter. Because when they did it for the very first event, it was really broken the way that it scales. Because it basically encourages you to only have a few people in your guild do a lot, rather than having everyone do a little. So there is a chance that they might have changed it for every upcoming event. Because it's a little bit too exploitable, in the sense that you could just get like 5 people in your guild to do the entirety of the event. And it will cost less gems than if every single person in your guild did it. I'll still be doing it just in case. And plus it'll be more of a challenge. But to my understanding, the level should not have any effect on the amount of points. But I'm still going to do it just in case. Because we have way enough stats that will kill them regardless. So it doesn't really matter. Also, I feel like we haven't used this a single time. I might just get rid of it for now. That or move it back some or something. If nothing else, we could use it for its +1 purple. Okay, let me try this again. Let me, you know what, I'm going to move it back. We're going to use it for its +1 purple. Oh, what do we need here? We'll grab ourselves a life and death. Get that Weaver rolling. And obviously we see X-Raider, so we want to go for it. Yeah, highest rarity, lowest level. That's how it works, pretty much. pretty much. Your entire team just got death marked and died in one turn. I actually almost did that to the enemy before. We would have we have no way of knowing because one of them had like bless or immune in some way. But I got a triple death mark on someone before, well, with one of them not being capable of being death marked. So theoretically, that might have been a 4 times, and we had it on recording too. But unfortunately, it had immune. Otherwise, we might have actually pulled off a 4 times. Gosh, there's a lot of hydras here. A 4 times death mark. But yeah, that's pretty insane if your entire team's got death mark wiped in one single turn. It is possible though. It is statistically a very excessively rare though. But yeah, the best I have ever done was a triple that could have been a quad if it didn't have immune. Or, you know, potentially anyways. I still feel like Deathmark needs to be buffed though. While it can do something like that once in like a few years, it generally is very, very bad mechanic. That is hard countered by a lot of stuff. I will take this and then it should open up the other thing that we need. There's our Zerator. We need that Zerator. Okay, let's see. Also, if anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. We'll make sure to do so, of course. Also, I keep forgetting. We're going to one-shot literally everything. I keep forgetting that because we have 200% additional damage. I keep like looking at our amount of stats and it's like, oh, that's how much damage we'll do. But that's actually not the case. With the medals that we have set right now, we'll actually be doing 200% more damage. Which technically means 3 times the damage. So if something says 50 damage, we're actually doing 150. So that Weaver's technically 153 damage. Honestly, I almost feel like putting Weaver in first slot. So much so. There we go. Not something you would normally ever do, ever. But, I think it is the way to go, at least for now. It's not like it's dying anytime soon. Anything worth crafting a soul forge this week? You haven't checked yet? Nor have I. I can go check. But I haven't checked it either. Hello, Captain. Welcome. Pretty much my entire day has just been laying in bed. While trying to rest. Let's see. What was I doing? I was checking soul forge. Okay, Soulforge, are you worth crafting this week? We got Fair Shra, aside from that, no. Nothing else is worth crafting. And Fair Shra, you only get if you really need soul farming. But no, there's nothing else. As far as weapons, nothing too enticing. Every single one of them is useless weapons. There's 4 of them. Dark Sword, Blood Drinker, Doomed Runestones, and Chalice. And we're also going to have another one for tomorrow, as we do every Tuesday. But yeah, they're all bad. And there's nothing good here. However, I do want those purple deeds. Give me those purple deeds. Soon we got to start crafting Imperials out of those. But what was I checking? We were checking the amount more that we need to go get this max. So we need 12 more purples there, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, next order of business. Let's go back to the event from the depths. Keep poking this down. Oh yeah, before I forget, let me go ahead and start getting the redeem code too. Just make sure we don't forget one of those. Because similar to last night, we probably will be ending a little bit earlier than normal. Not as early as we did last night, but pretty much as soon as we finish up this event and do our dailies, we are probably going to call it a wrap. So I can lay back down. Because I want to get rid of this cough and everything as soon as we possibly can. There we go. Okay. We'll get that in there. But it's mostly the seasonal allergies. Hopefully it'll go away soon. Or I'm pretty sure it's seasonal allergies. Can't think of what else it could possibly be. Okay, anyways, there you guys go. And there's the code. You put it on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. And yeah, gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Let's see, what do we even take here? We'll grab that for now. See a doctor. It should go away on its own. If it doesn't in a few days, I might. I'd rather just rest it out, though. Because it's actually pretty common I get like that this time of year. Which is likely just seasonal allergies. And actually, I still have some of that medication that they gave last time, too. I could double check everything about it and possibly just take some of it. Because I actually still have some left over from when I last was like this. Because he gave you like way more than enough dosage. Let's see. Take that over. What else do we need? Get the Weaver in there. He's already dead. Is a power orb worth buying for $50? Oh no. That depends if you feel like it's worth buying. I'd personally say no. But depending on how badly you want Zugoff, that could change your mind. I'm not sure. But, no, I personally don't feel like it's worth it. I'm not sure how cheap an power orb would need to be for me to consider it worth it. I would say 20. I'd be like, maybe. And at 10, I'd probably say yes. But that's as far as how I consider money. Some people might consider it differently. So I think the cheapest they ever did it for was around 50. I don't think they've ever done it cheaper than 50. Other than the fact that if you make first place on a leaderboard, you can still get them even without making first place on a leaderboard. You just have to convert your other orbs into them. That's how I got all of mine. I actually didn't never get a normal power orb on this account. I did on my Switch account, but not on this account. On my Switch account, I got 3 of them from leaderboard. However, on this account, I never did get a single one. They were all from crafting my smaller orbs into bigger orbs. 2 questions. How do you get tokens from the event, besides buying tiers, you get them from Valravens throughout the event. You also get like 3 or 4 per day. Actually, it says the exact number on the screen over here. You get 4 per day. But you get 4 per day, and you also get 2 whenever you kill a Valraven, which can occasionally appear in battles. Probably about every like 4 or 5 battles or so. And why do they always have one team in a circle on the map? Is there a purpose to the circle? I'm not sure what you mean by the circle. I'm not sure what you mean. Why do they always have one team in a circle on the map? Do you mean the highlight? That's mostly just the thing that highlights what you're clicking on. If you're talking about that circle. But it's just highlighting what you're clicking on. It shares the same mechanic as the main map menu. It's basically just showing you the selection. Notice how it moves as you click on it. But it's basically just telling you what you're selecting on, if that's the circle you're referring to. But yeah, the main menu has the same thing. It has a circle here, and then it moves when you click on something. And then you can glitch it out like this. But yeah, it's just the thing that tells you what you're clicking on. That's all that circle is. And the same mechanic is applied to the game mode as well. So whenever we go in here and we click onto a different one, the circle will just follow it. Basically just to indicate what you're clicking on. Actually, I guess we'll go do that one. Wait, that's all that circle is. He's using a joypad instead of a mouse. I'm using a mouse right now. And you mean a Joy-Con. But no, I'm not using one right now. I have none in my other hands. Actually, I haven't used one in a while. Mostly because there's a few weird glitches with it. For that reason, I kind of stopped using it. It's still kind of convenient, though. If we were a grind for very long periods of time, I'd probably bring it out. But for our normal, like, nightly stream, there isn't too much of a need to bring it out. Yeah, this thing's gonna be one-shotting for a while. It's hitting upwards of 150 damage per cast. And that's true damage as well. And Life and Death can do the same thing. Let's see. We'll go for that. Kill that up. And there we go. Okay, hopefully this will go away soon. Let's see. It's definitely not as bad as yesterday. Though obviously it's not better yet. But it's not as bad at least. So we're getting improvement. Oh, we're out of battles, aren't we? Well then. There we go, we got 530 points. Where are we in the guild? And that gets us exactly tied right there. As the top 10 in our guild. Well, several people didn't do any battles yet. Gosh, half our guild. Actually, more like a third. Alright, there we go. Hello, Chad! Welcome. Okay, so that's out. Let's go get our other things done. 2 redeem codes. Who's streaming right now? Wait, or did I accidentally claim 2 myself? Hold up. Did I just claim 2 for myself earlier? I thought I just claimed 1 for myself. Hold up. Let me go check this previous one. Was I not paying attention and both of them were valid? Check this one real quick. Yeah, check this one as well. Let me know if this one works. We'll have 2 codes tonight, because why not? Let me know if that one works. How did I get 2 codes? That one would have to work then. But yeah, let me know if the one I just posted works. That's not the one I posted earlier. If it works, then there you guys go. 2 free codes today, rather than the normal one. Because I already have it marked as if I use it, so. But yeah, does that code work or not? Let me know. Yep, both work. Okay, so that's what happens. I just wasn't paying attention. And both of them actually worked. I thought it came up as not working, but apparently it did. Alright, well there you guys go. 2 codes. Enjoy. It's Monday after all. It's normally our most viewed stream. Mostly because it has all the newer event stuff on it. So there's 2 codes to go with it. Enjoy, everyone. And as you guys know, we stream every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just mess around with whatever the day has to offer. Us and Gems of War. Also, all Animal Crossing streams will be canceled for the next few days until the cough thing gets better. Also, obviously, I don't have the event video up. And also, it might be a few days before I get around to it, to be honest. I hope to get it done by Tuesday or Wednesday, but, or, you know, tomorrow or the following day. But if I'm not feeling up to it, it is going to have to just wait a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, just leave it on any of the streams. We'll go over as soon as I can. Let's see, we'll get that down for now. I was going to use this through the entire thing. Also, I'm not using the right metal setup right now. That's something that was requested of them, but they didn't actually add it in the most recent patch. Or that little mini patch. The ability to have a warning whenever you go into a battle while using the event tokens. Currently, there's a warning if you go into the event without the tokens equipped. However, there's no warning for going into a battle when you do have them equipped. But it's a game mode that isn't the actual game mode. Which means it has no effect at all for the game mode. They said that they would probably do it, but then never got around to it. Hopefully they will by 5.0. Yet another thing I need to remind them in the beta. Honestly, there's so many things to mention to them that I'm honestly forgetting what to mention to them. Even when I made list and pass, I think I've still forgotten things. That's why I wonder if I take that skull, we could have easily killed it without it. Ah, there we go. Oh, you're not dead yet. We'll go for that for now. And luckily we get the Cascade Skull, and down it goes. And there we go, we got all of our deeds, and we got all of our gems. Speaking of gems, let's go test that new tribute on Darkstone. Boom. Darkstone tribute, you know you want to. Do we get it? Is Darkstone in there? Ah, no Darkstone. Oh well. Obviously it's not, it's actually technically a higher chance that it won't happen than it would. It's 40%, 46% right now. Percent chance that we'd get a Darkstone tribute. Ah, disappointing. We got a higher percent on it and we still didn't get it. Oh well. Still obviously not guarantee. It's even less than a 50-50 technically. A few percent under. Oh, did we ever get this to level 80? I know we got a level on it. Was that the level 80 level? No, it's still 79. Once we get to 80, we'll move on to a different hero class. As soon as we clear this out, that is technically every single daily. Let's see, how close are we to getting a level on it? If we're really, really close, I might go for it now. I guess we'll go for it now. We're pretty close. We need 35 more XP. We'll probably do that and then call it a wrap for the night. And then we'll have another one down at level 80. And then tomorrow night will be quite a bit bigger. So hopefully my voice will be a little bit more back and not be as coughy. But tomorrow night we got our pure faction for All Seeing Eye. All Seeing Eye, as you guys, some of you guys may know, is the only faction I do not have maxed. So yeah, I never actually had chicken soup this time around. I've just been doing a lot of hot tea, but with honey. But what was I just saying? But yeah, tomorrow night is the Sunken Fleet, or sorry, Sea of Sorrows, and Sea of Sorrows is the only faction I have yet to max, and I will be doing that as of tomorrow night. So as of tomorrow night, I will for the first time have every single faction maxed, which is a pretty nice milestone. And not too many people are at that point yet, mostly because it's pretty pricey and time consuming to do so. Mostly pricey is the main reason. Because most pure factions, unless you get lucky to complete it out otherwise, are going to cost you like 2,000 to 3,000 each. And a lot of people don't have the resources to be throwing at something like that, as there are many other better locations to be throwing your gems at. But since we already have pretty much everything in the game, we can splurge on getting pure factions very easily just by spamming potions. Ooh, that was unfortunately not enough. And we're kind of in a weird situation as far as mana is concerned to actually get the last of it. There we go. And we'll get the last little poke right there. It'll be good to go. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. Grab that, grab that. And I think we only needed about, what was that, like 12 more battles? 12 or 13. And then that should be all we need to go over points. A little annoying barrier coming in there. Luckily he gave us a really nice skull alignment, and then Rage just kills it. What's the faction weapon? I actually forgot off the top of my head. And I think going under the thing doesn't even show it. What is Sea of Sorrows associated to? That would tell us which weapon it is then. Sea of Sorrows is associated to Merlantis. Merlantis weapons are the following. I'll know it when I see it. The weapon for this faction is... Oh, maybe I won't know it when I see it. I believe it's this one. Undyne's Trident. Deal damage to an enemy. If the enemy submerged, deal triple? I actually can't recall now. But I'm pretty sure that's it. But yeah, Undyne's Trident. I'm like 90% certain that is the faction weapon for tomorrow. Which is pretty useless. Deal damage to an enemy, and then if they're submerged, deal triple. Actually, completely forget, but I believe that's it, based on these. No, Jar of Eyes is All Seeing Eye. But no, that Trident should be the one for tomorrow then. So it's rather bad. It's completely worth skipping. They'll indirectly be re-obtaining it tomorrow. Because as soon as I do Pure Faction, you would have bought it along the way. Obviously, it doesn't give you an extra copy of it, though. We already own it. And you can only have one of every weapon. Buying it again when you already have it does nothing. You don't even get like some kind of small amount of gem compensation or anything. Which was requested for in the past, but it's unfortunately not a thing. I don't believe it's Withering Staff. I am 90% certain it is Trident. Maybe even 95% certain. Like, I'm almost guaranteed it is Trident. Withering Staff came in way earlier, which is why I know it's not Withering Staff. I'm pretty sure it isn't. Is Dark Sword worth crafting? No, you would never use it. However, it's cheap enough that if you want it for completionist sake, or to upgrade the kingdom, it could be worth considering getting. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know for sure, but I am pretty sure it's Trident. We'll find out tomorrow. It's not that big a deal. Regardless, your options are pretty bad. But I have to check a third-party source to know for sure. I know, we could go check it real quick, I guess. Might as well. Let's see, what weapon is it? I'm placing my bet on Trident. Do you want to load? Gems of War database still works, right? Or has it been taken down? Why is it not doing anything? Is Gems of War database still a thing? Is Gems of War database not a thing anymore? Because I know it had, it was the easiest source prior to check for it. Okay, it just wasn't going for whatever reason. Alright, well, let me check Terran's World then. I'm not sure why I wasn't loading right there. There we go, that worked instantly. It's just very slow, okay. What am I looking for? Weapon spoilers. Click show ball. Where's the show ball? And control find Trident because I'm almost guaranteed it's Trident. Obtained by purchase. Yep. It's obtained by it's obtained via the event because it says by purchase. Yep. Yep. Yeah, because the rest of them are Soulforge, 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 hero leveling, class weapon, hero leveling, Soulforge, purchase, which means it could mean multiple things, purchase. However, in this case, it means from the faction, and old event. Because this was a really, really old one. I knew that was from an old event. But yeah, it should be tried. 100% confirmed. There we go. I already knew that, but I just wanted to double check. But yeah, Trident is definitely the weapon for tomorrow that you'll get if you buy a certain amount of packs into the event. Also, if you don't want to go and buy a certain amount of packs into the event, it will also be available in Soulforge, but it will only be available tomorrow in Soulforge. It's a relatively useless weapon, but if you're still missing it for completionist sake, if you're later in the game and you're just looking to get a copy of it, you'll have two different ways of getting it tomorrow. Either via Soulforge with diamonds or via the event with gems. Either or. You would never actually use the weapon though. It would just be for completionist sake and for the sake of having the weapon. See ya, Knockwolf. We'll catch you later. Yeah, and I'm going to be calling it a night very, very soon as well. As soon as we finish out getting a level on this thing. Which should only be a few battles at this point. Yeah, 6 battles. After 6 battles, we'll probably call it a night. So if anyone still has any questions, let me know. Because once we do those, we'll call it a night. For now. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. Which is an hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every night. Assuming my cough doesn't get worse. No, it should be around. Yeah, it's still pretty bad. Few more battles. So close. But does anyone else have any other questions? Let me know. Let me know. Because we'll be wrapping up in the next minute. Then I'm going to lay right back down. Try to get as much rest as I can so this goes away as quickly as possible. Get another hot tea. Actually, I should have got one for the stream. Too late for that now. I think we'll have enough time. Though, yes, there's a chance we might start a little bit earlier. Because it's going to take us multiple hours. It's going to take us like 3-4 hours. I am going to use rush method, though. So it might not take too long. But I am going to use rush method. We're probably going to spend like 3,100 diamonds or something. Just to go and power level it super quick. Also, we technically gained our levels. Oh, sorry, Chad, what was your question? Troops worth trading in Darkstone. The Possessed King. And I believe that's the full list. Other than the amount that you would need minimum to go and level up the kingdom. But, I'll go double check right after this battle. We keep getting really easy ones. But, last I recall, unless you count Scion, but it's very rarely used in the current state of the game. Technically, the only thing really worth trading is Thrall, which is super low rarity that you would trade anyways in order to get the kingdom upgraded. But the only things worth trading in Darkstone are the following, other than the ones that are required for Kingdom Stars. But if you're talking about trading them for actual usefulness, if you were to actually use the troop, the only ones you would go for are Thrall, Possessed King, and that's pretty much it. A few others you might consider are Anointed One, Corrupted Sorceress, Magnus, Scion, a Clarion Leech, and I believe that's pretty much it. And the only other ones is maybe X-Raider if you want a little bit easier time doing Pure Faction for it. And maybe Mother of Darkness because she has 4 times bleed. But for the most part, the 3 that gain the absolute highest value are Possessed King, Thrall, oddly enough, and Scion. They gain the biggest 3 value in this kingdom of anything that can be fully traded. Because Scion has to be to even be a troop. Possessed King is one of the better troops in the game. And its trait is literally like 90% of its value. And Thrall is, he needs the extra mana accumulation, which works really well with his already really low mana costs. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be calling it a night. Hope you all have a wonderful time. We'll be back, as I mentioned, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we're every night, hour prior to now tomorrow. Hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll try to get better soon, and we'll have the event video up at some point. It'll be a little bit later this week than normal, but as soon as I can get around to it, I will. As soon as I'm not like constantly coughing. Hopefully, there'll be at least like an hour, maybe when I make up tomorrow or the other day, where I won't be coughing as much. But I'm gonna wait till I'm not coughing. Otherwise, there's gonna be a bunch of random coughs throughout the video, which might get a little bit annoying. Obviously, I can't help that for live streams, but for the video, I prefer not having it in. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Have a wonderful time. Stay safe out there. And yeah, I'll catch you soon. Have a wonderful night. Good night, everyone. And thanks for watching.